everyone, welcome back. So if you're new to me and you only know me through my breast reduction videos, then this is breast reduction video number 4. This is my 2-year update, but if you're a long time watcher, then welcome back. It's good to have you. So as I just mentioned, it has been now over 2 years since my breast reduction. I can't quite believe that it's been over 2 years. So it was 30th of June, 2 years ago. I'm not going to get over it. So I decided to mark the 2-year anniversary. I would do a bit of a Q&A because I still get questions every day over on Instagram, on Twitter, on the previous 3 YouTube videos. So I thought I would do another little Q&A and hopefully it can be beneficial if you are looking to get a breast reduction, if you just had one, or if you just want to know a bit more about it, or if you just like surgery videos, because I really find them interesting. So I will say though, I am doing this from a fresh head. I haven't re-watched my other 3 videos. I don't really know, I can't remember what I spoke about. They're all really long, but if you haven't seen the 3 initial breast reduction videos, then I do recommend. So I've got the initial one where I talk about my surgeon, why I had it done, the sort of process leading up, and there's in-hospital footage where I am high as a kite and it's quite amusing. I've got a 2-month post-op video where I talk about scarring and new bras and surgery bras and bra size and pain and all this, and I've got a 1-year update. So this is my 2-year update and my 4th video, so all the previous videos will be linked down below. So I've got some of the frequently asked questions written down in my book, Yes You Can, and I just want to say, so many of you within your messages have said like, I've just had one, and like, so congratulations on your reductions, and also the sheer amount of you that have gone to the same surgeon and say that my video inspired you. Like, thank you so much, that means the world, and I'm so glad that I could be that person for you, because my person for me was Sam Chapman from Pixie Boo, and it was just my eye opener to be like, oh, so for me to have someone such as Sam I hold in such high regard, that I'm that person for other people, like, that's mad. So thank you so much. So I've got some questions, and thank you so much for all your questions. I've kind of rounded them up, or, you know, chopped and changed some words so that more questions could be asked. Does that make sense? Answered. We'll go with it. So, did it hurt? I will say I was more uncomfortable than hurt, and I will say I would do it again. Like, if someone said, oh, you have to go through that pain again, or you have to go through experience again, I'd do it 100%. I loved it. Like, it was so much fun. It was such a great experience, and it was just uncomfortable rather than painful. Another thing I'm going to list down below is the name of the surgeon, the hospital I went to, and all that kind of important information. Are you happy with your overall result, and would you recommend? Yes, I am absolutely thrilled with my overall result, and I would highly recommend. There's not really much else I can say. Yes, I'm very, very happy. How long did it take for swelling to reduce? What is your final size, and what was your size then and your size now? So I would say maybe like 6 months. Obviously when it came to a year, that was my final size, I would say. I was, before my breast reduction, I was a 36 triple J. I am now in a 34D bra, which is a huge difference, and it's amazing. So much I want to say, but I think it's covered in other questions, so we'll go with that. What was the worst thing about the procedure? So for me, the worst thing wasn't anything to do with the procedure itself. Except I couldn't eat. Like, I was so hungry, but obviously before surgery you can't eat, so I was really, really hungry. And also I wasn't nervous for it, but suddenly, like, because I've got anxiety and I've had it ever since I was young, so I know what it's like, but it wasn't that. It was not mentally anxious, I was physically, like, I could not control my own body. It was just shaking. I couldn't talk properly, and I was, in actual fact, really fine about it. So that was kind of weird. But for me, the worst thing about the procedure was going back to get the dressings changed. The nurses are all lovely and, you know, caring and stuff, but imagine, like, you've just been stitched or whatever, and then they have to pull off tape basically, so I was like, my nipple's gonna fall off. That was my and it was really painful. That was the painful part. Was it worth the money? How much did you pay? How did you pay? Was it on the NHS? Was it expensive? So that was kind of like a encapsulation of the money part of my surgery. So no, I didn't have it on the NHS. My initial chat with my doctor, my normal GP, she was like, well, you know, we can put your name down, but it will take a while and you might not be able to get it. And I was like, right, I've completely made up my mind. This is what I need. And I was in the financial position to be able to pay for it. I believe it was just under £6,000 if I'm remembering correctly. I have probably mentioned it in my previous videos. How did I pay? I had my savings. I was, you know, lucky enough to be in that position that I'm good with money, and that I put money aside for things, and then that, you know, it came along that's what I wanted to do, that's what I needed to do, I felt like I needed to, and I was able to. And I believe it was worth every penny. How do you find people react to you saying you've had a breast reduction? So a lot of the time it's, oh really? Oh really? And to me that's, oh why, do you think they're really big? And it might be, like to them it might be big, but to me, like, it's obviously a huge difference. My partner doesn't care at all. He wouldn't have noticed probably that I'd had it done. When I told him, obviously, like, you know, intimacy and that, I was like, oh, you know, just in case you do see scars, like I have had reduction. And yeah, it didn't bother him at all. Yeah, nothing. I will say it's so interesting to me to see like comments on my previous videos, specifically from, like, you know, obviously they're people I don't know and they don't know me, these men that are like, God will punish you, you've changed your body, like you're you're an idiot, you're stupid for getting rid of your natural body, blah blah. To that, it's fine, it's my body, it's not your body, I've got my reasons, and it's what I needed to do. It's absolutely what I needed to do, and it's changed my life for the absolute better, so that's what I say to you. I always have the mantra, if they don't know you personally, don't take it personally. If they don't know me personally, I won't take it personal. Doesn't matter, it doesn't bother me at all. And if we're going to bring, you know, God and religion into it, I think that, you know, he would be pleased that I'm happy with my, like, I'm happy now. So yeah, I think that's what he'd want for his children, you know, happiness and all. I'm skipping a few, but I'll go back to them. It's just because it says, are you happier and are you more confident? Yes, absolutely. A lot more confident wearing clothes. I can wear button downs. I'm not as, you know, self-conscious that they're popping out. Obviously, like before I would not be able to wear something like this because they'd just be out and I would be so self-conscious of it. I mean, I obviously have body issues. I mean, that's not going to go away by surgery. Body issues are in here. Body issues are not going to be fixed on the outside if you've got them on the inside. But this was just something that has changed my life, and I knew, and you know, so that's great. Yeah, I'm definitely a lot more confident. How are your scars now? Do you have lasting scarring? How did you get rid of your scars? Do you have to keep the scars covered from the sun? So I will probably insert a little clip of, like, modesty, being able to see like what I can show you of scarring, but I can't actually believe like how not there they are. Like, it's amazing how my body has just healed itself and my body's just kind of recovered and just sorted itself out. I used something that the surgeon recommended, but I'm not going to pass that on because it didn't, I don't know if it did anything extra than my body would have done by itself. But when it comes to the sun, obviously because the scars are like around the nipples and under the chest and down, so my surgery was done around the nipple, down and then under, so it was the anchor. They're not really exposed that much anyway, but if it comes to like swimwear and then this bit's exposed or just whatever, I like to make sure I am protected. And last year especially, because it was so hot and I wanted to make sure that, you know, everything was okay, I used this, which is a Kello Coat UV scar gel with SPF 30, so that's what I will say about that. But I can't even I never imagined it would be like this. But also, when I first had the surgery done, obviously I looked in the mirror and it is quite shocking. Like, I've seen things like that before. I watch Grey's Anatomy, you see scars, you see blood, but when it's your body, it's a bit like, ugh. So I was taken aback, but I even said to myself in my head, like, if I look like that now forever, it doesn't matter. Like, it was still okay. It was still fine, and it's amazing. I will say, when I'm really, really cold, the sort of the scar around the nipple, like, it hurts, and I don't know if it's because they're oversensitive. It's sometimes, and then they're not sensitive at all other times. So I don't know what that is about, but yeah, when I'm really cold, they do hurt a bit. So someone said that they've just had a breast reduction, I believe in the question it was 3 weeks ago. Am I doing too much, and how long before I can go back to normality? Don't do anything. Like, obviously your surgeon will say certain things, but I remember even like a month after carrying a really heavy bag and they were like, get your friend to carry it, kind of thing. I think I got back to normality like 1 or 2 months after, properly 2 months after. Luckily, because of I work from home, obviously it's different and that kind of thing, but I would say personally it took about 2 months to get back to normality. So I did live back with my parents, they did look after me. I wasn't with my partner at the time, so obviously he would have doted on me hand and foot, but my family looked after me during that time. Oh my goodness, forgot about this, because I had to shower, like I couldn't shower and I couldn't wash my own hair, so I either went to the salon or my mum washed it and I sat there in a bin bag. Good times, good times. So yeah, things aren't normal for a little while, and also you can't sleep on your stomach, which I do. I sleep on my front and then have my head to the side, and I found it really, really hard. I don't think I could sleep on my side either. So I remember I slept on my back with one of those triangle pillows that often women have when they're pregnant, and I found that was the best way to sleep. So that was quite annoying, because I like to, you know, move about when I'm sleeping. Since your surgery, if you gain weight, will your breasts get bigger again? Yeah. If I put weight on, you put weight back on your boobs. They took obviously breast tissue out, but if I gain weight, it will just gain everywhere again. So with my health of the medication that I take, and I've got an underactive thyroid and blah 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 blah, it's very difficult anyway for me to sort of change weight without being drastic. So yeah. But I feel, and this is a totally normal reaction because it has been 2 years, I do feel that they have gotten bigger. They haven't, because I'm still in the same bra size, I'm still a 34D, so they haven't, but obviously I've gotten used to how they are now, and my partner obviously, you know, loves every inch of my body and thinks they're great. So I feel like when I have people go, oh yeah, big boobs, blah blah blah, so I feel like they have, but they haven't. But I feel like that's a really normal human reaction to have. Once you get used to something again, you think, are they big again, kind of thing. But all I have to do is look back at the original photo of the before and after and see, you know. Which bras did you get for post-op? Are they just sports bras? So I actually got Macom post-surgery bras. I'll leave the link down below. It's really, really important that you bring that with you. Your surgeon will tell you that to bring with you, and they will advise you on the size to get. I was advised to wear that, I think 3-4 weeks post-op, maybe 2, I think it was 2 months I wore it, but I continued to wear it. I can't remember how long they advise you to wear it, but I continued for a long time, probably up to 6 months to a year, because I found that they kept them really sort of together and the compression was really comfortable. And I felt more secure sort of wearing the surgery bra, because it does up at the front, so it sort of sits, it feels like a little hug, but it just felt a lot more sort of safe and right to wear that. And then I moved on to, it was the first time I ever bought sports bras, and you know what, I walked into Calvin Klein and I was like, yes, I'd like to buy 2 sports bras please, and they were like, well, what size? I was like, I don't know girl, I've never bought them before, but it was great. So yes. And I still wear sports bras now, and it's great. I'm wearing a normal bra today, but it's just depends on what I'm wearing. But it's really nice to have the option. Did you get implants as well, or just a reduction? I just had a reduction. There's no implants there. It's just all my breast, but just breast tissue removed. Did you have to have drains? No. I had watched other people's breast reduction videos and they did have drains. I don't really know the criteria why you would or why you wouldn't, but me personally, I did not have drains. I did film in the hospital, so in the first video you can see my in-hospital footage, my whole diary sort of experience. I'm so glad I've got that because it's just really nice to watch back, and I hadn't really seen anyone else do that, so I have got that, and you can, you know, see me drugged, and it's quite entertaining. So no, I didn't have drains. Have you had a change in clothes size? So I will say, like, let's say I'm a 14 to 16. Before I would probably size up so that my breast would fit in there, but now I'm just wearing, like, this is a large, like I just wear a 14 to 16. Like, I don't need to size up thinking about my boobs. I don't need to cater, I don't need to wear clothes to cater for that. Like, it's really nice not to have to think about. A lot of people have messaged saying they're just, you know, in general scared, they're worried that the surgeon will mess up, they've heard stories and that kind of thing. Obviously do your research. I did my research, I met with people, and my surgeon's excellent. I saw his before and afters. I mean, there's always going to be stories, there's always going to be some people that, you know, their surgeries mess up. It's always going to be the way. However, you have to go with your gut, you have to see who you trust, you have to build a rapport with someone. If you don't get a good feeling, trust your gut. If you don't warm to them, trust your gut. You need to be with someone, you need to have a surgeon where you're comfortable to say, actually no, I don't want it like that, actually I want to go smaller, actually no, I want it bigger, actually, like, you have to have someone that you're really comfortable with saying things to. It's like with a hairdresser, like, if she cut my hair and I say I don't like it, can you put more layers in, she'll put more and I go, can you still do more? Like, it has to be someone you're allowed to be, you know, nitty gritty. You're allowed to not be critical, but not be rude, but you're allowed to sort of dictate. It's your body, you're paying for it. So I would say my biggest advice there is just go with someone that you trust. I mean, my nurse counsellor, so you get given, I mean, I don't know if it's the same but for everywhere, but with mine I got given sort of a nurse counsellor, I could talk to her, blah blah, and she was lovely, she was so amazing, and I really trusted them. They weren't trying to sell me something. They listened to my story, they listened to my reasons why, and they wanted to help. Like, obviously, you know, it's their job, they're going to get paid, but you can tell the sincerity and, like, that they want to help you and they want you to feel better. And you can see that on the follow-up, on my post-op appointments, and when I saw them again a year later, and, you know, they keep in touch, and they're still so supportive. And if that wasn't the case, they'd have done it and gone. But they're so caring, and they want to do a good job, they want to change your life, and that's, you know, they don't want to mess up, they don't want to, you know, do a crappy job, and that's that. So just make sure you do your research. I will leave where I went, who I had, all in the description box below. I'm not affiliated with, I wish I was, because the amount of you that have gone to them, I wish I was. But I'll leave all that information down below for you. What's something you've learned about yourself during the process? Is that people do have judgments, and that, well, yeah, what have I learned about myself? That I'm strong, and that I have the right to make my own decisions, and that I should trust my instinct when I know that something's gonna, you know, help. But I've also learned, as I said earlier, that outside fixes, surface fixes, doesn't fix your thoughts. I've still got low self-esteem, like, I've still got anxiety, I still don't look at my body and think yes, like, I've still not got much body confidence. So that's not going to be fixed by your outer, that's fixed here. I am a lot more confident, and I am a lot more confident in what I wear and how I hold my posture, and, you know, I can embrace, but at the same time, like, it hasn't fixed my self-esteem, and that's fine, that's okay, I didn't expect it to. Something that I've answered before, but I still get asked this, is will I be able to breastfeed? And the answer to that is, I don't know. I might be able to, I might not be able to. Because I had the anchor method, things have been sort of flapped. So yeah, I might be able to, I might not, we'll see when the time comes. Another question that always comes up is, how much weight did I personally need to lose? Again, that's it's so individual, and your surgeon will tell you, and it's nothing to do with try and lose weight and see if the weight comes off your boobs. It's to do with the safety of your body mass. So they can't take out loads of tissue whilst there's loads of tissue elsewhere. I'm not a scientist and I'm not a surgeon, so I don't really understand, but it made sense when they were explaining it to me. But it's for your safety. It wasn't crazy amounts, it was doable, even though it's very, very difficult for me with all my health conditions to lose weight. I'm the exact same as my sister. She would struggle as well. We've got the same health issues and, you know, similar medications, and it is very difficult. I was so hungry. I had to come off my medication, some medications under the watchful eye of my GP, so please don't do anything without advice or medical advice. Don't, you know, wean yourself off medications. We did it through my doctor, so I had to, you know, put some medicine on hold. I got ill in other ways in order to be able to do this. So it's very individual. My experience will be very different to yours, and, you know, that person, so it's quite difficult. And then finally, how did I decide what bra size I wanted to go down to? And I didn't. That isn't a decision I could make. They say to you, you know, what's your preference? What's your ideal bra size? And you can say, and I think I said C, or I think I said A at first. I thought I just don't want any boobs. And, you know, we had the chat, and in the end we came to the conclusion that do what's safe, do what's going to look in proportion, but, you know, make them considerably smaller. I think I still probably would have wanted them a bit smaller, but I know that I wouldn't be in proportion. Like, I feel like I look right. Does that make sense? But I can't say I want to be size A, do it. Like, professionally it shouldn't work like that. So if that does, if you have a consultation, I say to you, yeah, what size you want to be, and we'll do that. That's not really politically correct. It shouldn't really go that way. I think your best answer, if you do want to go very, you know, drastically smaller, is the smallest you can go with it being safe and in proportion. And that's what I would say. So there's my 2-year post-op update. 2 years. I don't know what I'm doing, I'm so sorry. 2 years. It's amazing, it's brilliant, and I've got so much support around me, so much love around me, and it was the best decision I've ever made. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I've had such a positive experience. I want to thank you all so much for your questions. I want to thank you all so much for your kindness and your respect. And each person that wants a breast reduction has their reasons, whether it be, you know, don't like how they look in clothes, whether it just be they're too big, my back hurts, it's heavy, or, you know, I had quite a plethora of reasons. I mean, I forgot to mention as well, these bits, like my shoulders, were so swollen. I had to have deep tissue massage to get, you know, that back to normal, just because the bra straps dug in, and back pain, clothing, the blisters and the chafing of bras under my chest, the heaviness, my childhood and teenage trauma that kind of had such a negative view and a sexual connotation and just a triggering connotation for me. It was just the right thing to do, and I'm just so much more comfortable. I can, you know, my posture's so much better. There's just so many things that's been so positive, and it's really, really changed for the better. So I'm really pleased, and if you're one of these lads or one of these women, you know, whoever, that are going to comment saying, you know, I've sinned, or I've made a bad choice, or I've, you know, then I'm sorry you feel that way. I might not agree with the choices you've made, but it's my decision, it was my choice. I'm really, really happy with it. I'm not sure if I'll do any more breast reduction videos, but if you would like me to, on specific things, or, you know, more structured content on a specific aspect of it, then please do let me know, because this is something obviously I'm really happy to talk about, I'm really open to talk about, and I'm really passionate about. And maybe something I haven't covered, and maybe not necessarily a Q&A, but yeah, if there's anything you would like, then do let me know. So thank you so much for watching. Again, we'll have a chat in the comments. Please feel free to leave your comments, and I'll try my best to get back to everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video. Another thing, if you are going to get your breast reduction and you're watching this just as a bit of prep, all the best, good luck, enjoy yourself, have a great time, and you'll get through it no problem, and you'll love it and you'll be so happy. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.